Now, at least 14 people have been killed after a horrifying mass shooting at a Prague university yesterday.
Yes, the police say the gunman was a student and was found dead at the scene. At a press conference today, the police said they were vigilant against copycat attacks.
Joining us now is Thomas Smith, news editor of expats.cz, a Czech Republic publication. Thank you so much for joining us. First of all, our condolences to what's happened in your country. Our thoughts are with you and everyone involved. Can you just tell us what's happened, what the latest is today, any information on possibly the motive for what's happened there?
Yeah, so as you can imagine, the country is in a complete state of shock. The police have just issued an update saying that the total amount of dead are now 15, including the killer. The killer is confirmed to have committed suicide as well. He shot himself in the head when he was swarmed by police. As for the motive, it is still uncertain. What we do know about him is that he is 24 years old. He is a white male. And he was actually a student at the Faculty of Arts at Charles University, where he carried out the attack. Now, he actually killed his father a few hours prior to his mass attack, then traveled to Prague to commit more murders. There are also unverified reports on the social media app Telegram that show his plans in the 2 weeks or so prior to yesterday of him actually wanting to carry out this attack. He said he was inspired by a Russian schoolgirl, a 14-year-old girl who killed 2 people in early December. So that's kind of the main information we have so far.
Truly horrifying, the scenes we saw yesterday, students clinging to the side of the building, something completely dramatic that many of us have never seen before. Now, we also understand, am I right, that there were 2 other murders in a woodland area that the police may now be linking to this gunman?
Yeah, that's precisely correct. So last Friday afternoon, so exactly 1 week ago, a 32-year-old man and his 2-month-old daughter were found shot dead in a forest in the east edge of Prague. Police have been undertaking a manhunt since then, looking for the perpetrator. And after searching the shooter's father's house yesterday, so bear in mind the shooter killed his dad in the early afternoon. So after they searched the house, they found an item that links the 2 murders together. So police do think that Thursday afternoon's mass shooter is also potentially responsible for the murder in the forest. However, it's not 100% clear, and the police do advise not to make any direct conclusions just yet.
Thomas, can you tell us what the gun laws are like in the Czech Republic? Can you own weapons with a permit, or what's it like?
So the gun laws in the Czech Republic are actually relatively strict, and the Czech Republic has a pretty good history in terms of gun violence. There aren't many mass shootings. There was a shooting, I believe, in 2019, where about 7 people, I think, were killed in a hospital. From what I believe, trying to own a gun in the country is quite hard. You do have to go through rigorous testing, examinations. You have to go through psychological assessment as well. So it's not so easy to obtain one. Police have also said that the shooter actually owned 6 firearms, and when he was found dead in the faculty in the building, he also had a range of firearms and ammunition with him. So if the police had not intervened sooner, it's more than likely there would have been far more deaths.
There have also been reports, Thomas, that one of the victims of the shooting has now been named. These are reports. Lenka Hlavkova, who was the head of the university's musicology department. So we're beginning to hear the names of some of the victims of this shooting. How's the feeling on the ground in terms of how the police responded? They've said that they responded as quickly as possible. 4 minutes it took them to get to the scene.
Precisely, yes, exactly. It took between the first call and the first police officer, it was exactly 4 minutes. There were over 200 police officers involved. They evacuated the area extremely quickly. Everything was cordoned off until midnight. and they found the attacker very, very soon. The problem was the attacker was on the roof of the building, so it was extremely hard to neutralize him. The attacker was actually shooting from the 4th floor down at the public. It was completely indiscriminate. Unfortunately and very tragically, one girl who was trying to escape from the attacker, she was on the window ledge, she slipped and unfortunately she fell to her death. That was the only indirect death. That was not shooting related. But the Interior Minister, Vít Rakušan, he did praise the police's response. And at the moment in Prague, there is a mood of massive apprehension, I would say, and caution. There is a massively increased presence of police in the center now. Christmas markets have, while they have not been cancelled, Christmas shows have been called off. And a minute of silence will be held tomorrow afternoon. The government announced a day of mourning for Saturday for the whole day, and all the flags on administrative buildings will be hung at half-mast.
Yes, the additional sadness of this being so close to Christmas. Thank you very much for your time, Thomas Smith. Really appreciate it. News editor of the Czech website Expats.